West African nations are doing what they can to contain the epidemic, and now those efforts are getting help from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It has announced it will commit $50 million to support the emergency response. Joining me now to discuss this, Sue Desmond-Hellmann, the CEO for the Gates Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us. Help us understand why the Gates Foundation is making this financial move now.
It's become clear to us over the last literally days that what was an outbreak of Ebola for the first time ever is truly an epidemic. As you mentioned, it's greatly affecting the people of West Africa, and we felt that rapid, flexible money would make a difference.
So tell us about your goals for this money. How will it be used?
Our goal with this money is, together with United Nations and U.S. agencies, to put funds to use where it's needed the most, on the front lines, flexible money that can be used for personal protection, medical supplies, in communities that need it the most. In addition, we want to support long-term diagnostics, vaccines, and therapeutics.
You've said that you want to accelerate the development of treatments and vaccines. Is the Gates Foundation setting itself any kind of timeline towards making this happen?
Well, we have a huge sense of urgency for the frontline workers and those who are caring for those who are most impacted by the epidemic, and for tracing people to make sure that the epidemic is controlled. But long term, we want to be flexible. Things are in flux, and both governments and companies are coming to us with ideas about the best way we can use our funding to drive these therapies and vaccines long term. So the money's very flexible, and it can be used in relationship to what is needed most.
One of the things that is needed most, basically skilled medical personnel on the ground, in addition to those desperately needed supplies. Is the Gates Foundation using its position and its enormous leverage to help make this happen, to get those skilled people on the ground to use the equipment, the facilities?
Well, we're working with partners to do exactly that. WHO, UNICEF, CDC, and others are very committed to making sure those frontline workers have what they need. And so funds literally that are now in the hands of those partners can be used directly to help with those frontline workers, so they have personal protective gear and supplies that are needed for the patients who are affected, and to help with the epidemiology, the surveillance, learning about the spread of the epidemic so it can be contained.
The Gates Foundation has enormous convening power. It can bring others to the table. You have committed $50 million to this fight. Are you looking to others to do the same? Are you reaching out to others to do the same, to scale up this flow of money that is so desperately needed?
Well, we've all heard in the last few days the figure of $600 million needed. We know that our $50 million is going to be put to use right away. And we also know that others, U.S. government, the government of the United Kingdom, and other foundations such as the Dangote Foundation in Nigeria, are also stepping up to help in this fight.